And we are live. Hello, my friends. My name is Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. I got these bubbles for my kids' Easter baskets. And if you've seen my Easter basket videos, one of my kids has a purple, one has blue, one has green, and one has pink. So this is perfect. Plus, my littlest loves bubbles. All my kids like bubbles. So this is going in their Easter baskets. I just noticed the wands are on the side. So that's interesting. All right. Next up, if you saw before, I got stuff for my kids to have their very own fairy garden. And I got it for my 3 big kids. Then I decided that's not very fair to my 4th. So I let Deborah was the only kid with me. So I let her pick one out for her little brother. She picked this for his fairy garden. And then we got some more gnomes. And there was some little baby toddler gnomes. And then some more little girl fairies, so that they each are going to have several fairies and gnomes in their little gnome garden. So stay tuned. We will be making those probably closer to Mother's Day as we set up the pots. All right, my friends. So I'm putting that into the bag with all of the fairy garden stuff. This is our first time ever doing a fairy garden. The other thing I wanted more pole green beans. Now, green beans or beans, they're the same plant. They can grow in bushes or they can grow up poles. And it's important to have a trellis if it has a pole. But if it is the bush beans, they can grow in containers. And so I'm doing both. But I had plenty of bush beans and almost no pole beans. So I was keeping my eye out at the store, and I got a bunch of pole beans. So there we go. Also, I'm going to be doing so many sugar snap peas that I was starting to worry that maybe I don't have enough. And so while they're at Dollar Tree is the best time to grab a bunch. It's 25 cents a packet, so not too bad. I got a bunch of sugar snap peas. Oh, and then there's more pole green beans. There you go. So that's all I got. As far as seeds, I got a bunch of green beans, a bunch of sugar snap peas, and I just empty them into the same Ziploc bag because there's no reason to have so many packets. Okay, I saw these and I thought they were so cool. Okay, so these are little forks, but here's what I'm going to use them for. Last year, especially if you saw my garden, I used plastic forks to hold down my strawberry plants when they were branching out and making new ones. How perfect is this? I don't need a whole fork. This is perfect. Just to like fork. This is the perfect size to hold it into the ground. So there's 70 of these. That's plenty. I didn't need 2 packages. That was enough. So yeah, there's that. I've been decorating my garden trellises outside. Sorry, let me get situated with all this real quick. I've been decorating my garden trellises outside, and now is the time when they have these amazing decorations, and I wanted more, so I got more because I realized it's looking good, but I want more. So I got butterflies and bunny rabbits. So the bunny rabbits I got have carrots because I grow carrots in my garden, and I have kind of a bunny rabbit theme. So while we chit chat, I'm going to cut the tags off of my decorations. So here we go. Here's one. And here's a flutterby. It's a butterfly, but we call it a flutterby because it flutters by you, you know? You catch my pun? You understand? So different Dollar Trees have different things. So this was my first time going to this Dollar Tree. It was over by my friend's house. My friend was giving me like a mini trampoline that's basically like the fabric on it and stuff is worn out, but I turn it into a trellis, so it's perfect repurposing. So she gave it to me for free. Free's my favorite price for gardening on a budget, right? So I'm going to be showing you guys in future videos my garden, and you will see it decorated with these amazing things. In fact, today I'm going to go out and put these on my trellis if it doesn't start raining. If it starts raining, I'll have to do it a different day. We will see. It may or may not rain today. It probably might. We'll see. Awesome. So I got 3 different colors of butterflies. I think I got a total of 8 butterflies because I have 8 raised beds. We'll see. So I'm starting to, like, as I work in my garden, I'm starting to brainstorm how I want to set everything up, what I want to plant, where I want to plant it, what's going to work where. Because it's my 5th year gardening, I have an idea of what will work and how it will work and when I should plant it and what should go, what can stand the shade and what needs to be in the full sun and where I can put things. So awesome. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. All right, there we go. Took all the tags off of all of those. So let's look at them again. How many rabbits did I get? I want to say 4. Yeah, 4 rabbits. So they had 3 different kinds of rabbits, but I only get the ones with the carrots because the other ones look like Easter themed. They got carrots. I have some of those already out in the garden. I don't have butterflies yet. This is new. I love butterflies though. All right. There we go. We've got a bunch of butterflies. A bunch of flutterbys. Call them flutterbys because they flutter by you. I'm so punny. All right. There we go. There's my beautiful butterflies that are going to be going on the trellis. And while we're chit-chatting it up, I'm going to go ahead and start to consolidate my packages. I've got a different day. I got pulled green beans yesterday and more sugar snap peas. So I'm going to consolidate it into the same bag. I'm going to just be growing a lot. Hello. Awesome. So I'm just going to look through here and find the sugar snap peas. And I'm going to just put them all in the same bag. Let me find it. Let me just take these out so I can find it easier. Those are bush beans. Might be hiding underneath everything. You never know. I see some bags are doing that. Okay. Give me a minute to get situated here. I also have these markers, which I may or may not use. They're kind of cool. All right, here's my sugar snap peas. Awesome. I'm going to put these back where they go. All right. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm going to put this here. I'm still like brainstorming exactly how I want to do everything, but I'm getting more and more of an idea the more I get set up with everything. Okay. Ooh, that was fresh. Oh, no. There we go. All right. Here we go. So here's my bag of sugar snap peas. I'm going to go ahead and start opening and emptying. Okay. All right, cool. Let me see what I got here. Okay, I'm going to get the sugar snap peas and green beans in separate piles so that we can do this easier. I bought this the other day, which is Roma container. I'm not sure if I'm going to grow Roma tomatoes, but I was intrigued that it said container on it. I was like, let me get it just in case. I'm mostly going to grow our favorite kind of tomato, but I think probably second favorite would be Roma because it's so useful. Roma tomato tends to be meatier, and it's what people use for salsas. Hello. We have Missy Cooper watching. Make sure you guys give a thumbs up. All right. So I am organizing my seeds here. Alrighty, tidy. And I'm going to put these, you see this bag? I'm going to put it in one of the sides right there. Perfection. Got it. All right. So this Ziploc bag is going to be for the pole beans. I'm going to be consolidating my sugar snap peas into here and just throwing the bags away. Because these packets have like a dozen or so seeds, which is awesome. But we can just consolidate that. Pour that in. So sugar snap peas, you plant them in the spring and in the fall, because in the midst of summer they die, but they're a cooler weather plant, which means we can plant them now, whereas some of the other plants that are full sun and like the heat, we cannot plant yet because they would die. You know, different plants like different temperatures, which is interesting. So sugar snap peas are more cold tolerant, but they're not so heat tolerant. If it's super, super hot, like 100 degrees, they want to be in the shade, barely surviving, really. So here in the state where I live, there's still a possibility of frost, but sugar snap peas do survive a tiny bit of frost. So now's the time when a lot of gardeners from my city, I'm in a group on Facebook that's for my city's gardeners specifically, and other ones that are for my growing zone and stuff. And people are talking about half of the people are growing their sugar snap peas outside already, and some of them are waiting. And I'm like, man, if all these expert gardeners know what they're doing and they're planting it, and I'm looking at the weather. It looks like it's not going to really be freezing this week anyway. We sometimes get snow in April. What can you do, you know? But I would like to start growing now. I want to grow now. So sugar snap peas and potatoes are the things that I can plant. Technically supposed to wait until St. Patrick's Day, but St. Patrick's Day is soon upon us. So yeah, I'm just sitting here chit-chatting it up with y'all. I made a short video on my channel, and it is of me turning a mini trampoline into a trellis, and then I just picked up another mini trampoline, and if it doesn't rain today, I'm gonna turn it into a trellis as well. Am I repeating myself? Did I say that earlier in the video? I might have, I'm not sure. So yeah. Hello. If you're watching, feel free to give a thumbs up. I'm just emptying my sugar snap peas into a Ziploc bag so that all of them will be just together in a bag. It'll be easier to plant. Planning on planting these soon. Kind of getting everything set up and ready before I plant, because you never know. We could have some cold weather. All right, we've got like a low of 31 as the lowest low for this week. So that's not too bad for sugar snap peas. For other plants, it is. You could grow brassicas at this time, but what happens in my state is, so brassicas are a family of cold weather plants that include broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. But what happens with those is it takes a little while for them to grow. And here in the state I live in, it bounces back and forth between cold and hot. And because it's more of a cold plant, it doesn't tolerate the heat, they tend to bolt, especially they kind of get gross by the time it's time to harvest. And also, there's a little thing called cabbage worms that you don't know is anywhere near where you live until you grow a brassica. And then it's full of cabbage worms. They just come out of the woodworks, out of everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to put one packet in the Ziploc bag. Then I'm going to, while we're chit-chatting, I'm going to open all of these and put them into this bag so that I know these are my pole beans. So there you go. All right. So anyway. Okay. I'm gonna save that. There we go. So I'm so excited to start gardening. Things are starting to grow in my garden before me even planting anything, because there's certain things that, like strawberry plants and blackberry plants. My blueberry bushes are green but not growing leaves yet. So I'm looking forward to growing very soon. But these beans, I have to plant Mother's Day. For the state I live in, it's going to be Mother's Day. I live in the Midwest. I don't share my exact location so that creepos don't show up on my doorstep. You know what I mean? I don't share my last name or my state, but the state I live in. Oh, golly. There we go. I dropped a packet, but I picked it up. All right. So I'm getting these pole beans ready for growing time. So green beans and like pinto beans, they're kind of the same thing. Like bush beans are like pinto beans. Pole beans are kind of like green beans. But really, it depends on when you harvest it. Because if you harvest it early, both of them are green beans. And if you harvest it late, they're like pinto beans, or like these ones are white beans, you know? So it's interesting. Very interesting. So, yeah. I'm sure thankful that Dollar Tree has seed packets that are still 25 cents. They haven't inflated their prices. I used to have a tiny apple tree in my backyard, but I never grew it. It died afterwards. Aw, bummer. I'm just emptying all of these into one Ziploc bag because I don't need a million bags, especially when I'm planting. I don't need to be dealing with opening all these packets at that time. It's good to keep one packet for the information on the back in case you choose to read it. It has like a map of when it's best to plant it. It tells you how far apart to space it, which no gardener actually listens to, because we're going to space it how we want to space it. The packets tend to be, the advice for growing tends to be like if you were growing like a whole field of one thing, that's how far you should space it. But if you've got a small garden and you're trying to grow a lot of vegetables or whatever, you can space it however you want to. When things are close together, sometimes certain plants do better than others, you know, like you can't grow right next to a sunflower. The sunflower will be smaller and the plant next to it won't produce, right? Because the sunflower just, it needs big roots that take all the nutrients from everybody else pretty much. But yeah. And that's why I have not yet quite decided where I'm going to place my sunflowers this year. We will see. We shall see, my friend. There we go. I am planning on growing some sunflowers though, but maybe in a big pot. I had them in smaller pots and I had smaller sunflowers last year, which were fine, but I kind of want them bigger. So we'll see what happens. We will see what we end up doing. One interesting thing I didn't know about sunflowers till I grew them is that sunflowers, the face of the flower, always faces where the sun is. So you'll be like, oh, I wish the sunflower was facing this direction, but it's like, nope, it's gonna, like, you won't have them facing each other. They're all gonna be facing wherever the sun is, you know? It's interesting. I guess that's why they're called sunflowers, because they look like a sun and they face the sun. They really like that sunlight, man. They're looking for it. I like growing sunflowers. They're really fun. What other flower can you grow that's taller than you before it even blooms? Amazing. In the state where I live, they have whole fields of sunflowers sometimes. Pretty amazing. I'll take my kids to the sunflower farm and get some pictures in the sun with the sunflower field behind you. It's pretty picturesque. Pretty nice. All right. After I get this all set up, I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to go work in my garden if it's not raining. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for the thumbs up, guys. Okay, there you go. There are my green beans. Thanks for watching. All right. Have a great day. Bye.